She walked into her own home after a simple car wash, and she was never seen again. No missing car. No missing wallet. No missing suitcase.
No goodbye.
No airport record. No trace. For months, her husband told everyone the same story. She left us. But investigators weren't buying it. Because behind the smiles, behind the perfect family photos, behind the American dream this couple had built, was a woman secretly planning her escape and a husband secretly planning something far darker. This is the story of Maya Millete, a wife, a mother of 3, a rising star at her job, and a woman who vanished into thin air on January 7th, 2021, while her husband sat just feet away. By the end of this video, you'll understand why prosecutors called this one of the most disturbing no-body murder cases they had ever tried. Let's get into it. Maya and Larry Millete met as teenagers in Hawaii. High school sweethearts. The kind of love story people call instant. They got married young. Maya was just 18. But instead of falling apart under pressure, they seemed to thrive. Larry joined the U.S. Navy, following in his father's footsteps. He collected medals, good conduct, National Defense Service. He eventually became a Navy optician, respected by his supervisors as one of the best in his unit. Maya, meanwhile, was building her own empire. She graduated with honors and landed a position as a civilian contract specialist for the U.S. Navy's Information Warfare Center. 2 ambitious people. 2 growing careers. A power couple, according to everyone who knew them. They settled in Chula Vista, California, surrounded by family. 3 kids followed. Camping trips. Off-roading. Big family gatherings every weekend. From the outside, this family had everything. But behind closed doors, something was rotting. According to Maya's private diary, later read aloud in court, the cracks started early. Before they even had 3 kids, Larry had an affair. When Maya found out, he begged for forgiveness. Promised it would never happen again. She stayed. But as the years passed, Larry's behavior didn't improve. It got worse. He began controlling her, monitoring her. According to testimony, he hacked her email using the same password she used for everything. He read her private messages. He told her coworkers not to contact her about anything except work because he was watching every notification that hit her phone. When Maya made friends he didn't approve of, he blocked their numbers from her phone without telling her. Then came the promotion. Maya's career took off. She became a supervisor. Her salary surpassed Larry's. Instead of celebrating his wife's success, prosecutors say Larry's insecurities spiraled out of control. He started asking himself one terrifying question. What if she leaves me? In 2019, Maya began growing close to her supervisor, a man named Jamie Lerty. By 2020, according to testimony, it had turned into something deeper. Both were married. Both knew the risk. But they kept meeting hotel parking lots, work trips, a car parked quietly by the beach. They deleted their messages constantly, used code names to protect themselves. Jamie called Maya V. Maya called Larry something chilling. Lord Voldemort, the dark wizard from Harry Potter. Because in her eyes, her husband had become the villain controlling every part of her life. By mid-2020, Larry discovered the affair. A workplace meeting was called. Jamie lied to protect himself. He claimed he'd had a fling with a different woman who simply shared Maya's name. Legal documents were signed. Everyone kept their jobs. But Larry didn't believe a word of it. And what he did next escalated far beyond jealousy. This is where the case takes a turn most true crime fans never see coming. Investigators discovered that Larry didn't just monitor Maya. He tried to reprogram her. Under their bed, he placed a hidden speaker. On it, he played something called a wife training audio tape, a psychological manipulation recording designed to make a woman more submissive, more obedient, more loyal. He played it while she slept. His internet search history revealed something even stranger. He was researching how to hypnotize his wife while she was unconscious. But that wasn't the end of it. When the audio tapes didn't work, Larry turned to something even more desperate. He downloaded an app called Fiverr and hired a self-proclaimed spellcaster. Except this spellcaster wasn't even a woman. It was a man named Frank Peavy, pretending to be a mystic online to make money off desperate clients. Court records revealed over 5 pages of messages between them. In a single day, Larry sent this stranger 27 messages. His requests were disturbing. He wanted Maya to lose interest in every man except her family. He wanted her to be intimate with him multiple times a day, and in one chilling message, he wanted her to become sick, bedridden, so sick and so weak that she would have no choice but to depend on him completely. When the spellcaster couldn't deliver results, Larry moved to another app, then another, getting banned, getting blocked, but never stopping. Meanwhile, Maya was living in fear, later writing in her diary that she believed her own husband might be poisoning her. She had no idea how right she was. By November 2020, Maya had reached her breaking point. She discovered Larry had secretly spent over $1,000 paying online spellcasters to curse her. Terrified, she finally confided in her siblings. She wanted a divorce. But there was a problem. Larry controlled the finances. He had locked her out of their bank accounts. So Maya got creative. She pawned her Rolex watch, her Louis Vuitton bag. She used the cashback feature at grocery stores, withdrawing small amounts, $20 here, $50 there, amounts too small to raise suspicion on a bank statement. She asked a coworker to receive her paycheck on her behalf, so Larry couldn't track it. Piece by piece, she built a secret fund, a safety net, an exit plan. She was almost free, but Larry was watching her every move, and he was running out of time to stop her. On January 5th, 2021, using a stranger's phone to disguise his identity, Larry called Jamie's wife, Patricia, a sheriff's deputy. For 25 minutes, he unloaded everything. The affair. The pregnancy Maya had chosen to terminate. All of it. The next day, Larry called Maya directly. He confronted her about the affair. She denied everything. Told him he was delusional. That same morning, January 6th, Maya sent Larry a text message that would later become one of the most chilling pieces of evidence in the entire case. I don't want to be your wife anymore. I'm filing for divorce whether you like it or not. I should have left you a long time ago. Larry didn't go to work that day. Instead, he called Maya's supervisor and threatened to expose the affair publicly, a move that could destroy her career. Maya broke down. She admitted to her boss she was terrified for her safety. The next morning, January 7th, 2021, Maya officially emailed the divorce paperwork to a law firm. She had scheduled her first legal consultation for January 12th. She would never make it. That morning, at 11 a.m., Larry told his supervisor he wasn't coming to work. At 12 p.m., he sent a text to a coworker that read, "I'm about to lose it." At 4:30 p.m., Maya came home. For the next few hours, she packed winter clothes for a ski trip. Her daughter's birthday celebration was planned for the following day at Big Bear Lake. Around 8:15 p.m., phone records show Maya was still online, planning party details for her child. Meanwhile, Larry was contacting spellcasters again, this time requesting something disturbing. He wanted Maya to become miserable enough that she'd never leave his bed again. At 1:25 a.m. on January 8th, Maya's phone went dead. It never connected to another cell tower again. 5 minutes later, between 1:30 and 2:30 a.m., multiple neighborhood security cameras picked up a sound. A loud, sharp crack, like a gunshot. At 6 a.m., surveillance footage captured Larry outside, repositioning his own car. Investigators believe he did this deliberately, to block the camera's view of exactly what he was carrying or doing in that moment. Maya Millete was never seen again. When police finally searched the Millete home months later, they found something chilling: 2 tiny glass vials. FBI forensic testing revealed the substance inside came from one of North America's deadliest plants, hemlock, a poison so potent that ingestion can cause the body to shut down in as little as 20 minutes to 3 hours, a death that mimics slow suffocation. Investigators later confirmed hemlock plants were growing near the Naval Hospital where Larry worked. And they didn't need a chemistry degree to extract it. A court-testifying botanist explained that boiling the plant and soaking it in alcohol is enough to release its lethal toxin. Maya, in her secret digital diary, had written something haunting weeks before she vanished. "I think he's poisoning me." For 9 months, Larry walked free, working, living with his 3 children, repeating the same story to police, to reporters, to family. "She left us." But the cracks in his story were glaring. If Maya truly left, why leave behind her wallet, her credit cards, her clothes, her personal belongings? Why leave her car parked outside untouched? Her passport had expired months earlier. She legally couldn't leave the country even if she wanted to. Neighbors reported seeing smoke rising from the Millete backyard days after police first searched the home. When investigators returned, they found ashes, and among them, Maya's ID. A month after she disappeared, Larry took a road trip to the Grand Canyon, following the exact same highway route investigators believe he used the night Maya vanished. Prosecutors compared it to convicted killer Scott Peterson, a man infamous for returning to the location where he disposed of his wife's body. On October 19, 2021, Larry Millete was finally arrested and charged with murder. He spent the holidays behind bars, denied bail. The trial that followed lasted nearly 2 months, a rare, high-stakes, no-body murder case where prosecutors had to prove murder without ever recovering a corpse. The defense's strategy? Paint Maya as an unfaithful wife who abandoned her family to start a new life with her lover. They even brought in a private investigator who claimed Maya could have escaped through a hidden blind spot behind the house, jumping a fence, walking through a drainage canal, disappearing into a nearby neighborhood. But the prosecution dismantled that theory piece by piece. Digital evidence, search history, hidden recordings, a diary filled with fear, a trail of poison, a husband obsessed with control who could not accept the word no. And most damning of all, witness testimony revealing Larry's own children were coached, while in his parents' custody, to read him news headlines about his own murder case and told to watch a prison drama so they'd understand what their father was going through behind bars. After deliberation, the jury reached their verdict. Guilty. Jurors later confirmed they didn't need a body. The digital trail alone was overwhelming. They said one thing plainly: even if Maya had cheated, that never justified what happened to her. To this day, Maya Millete's body has never been found. Her children are growing up without their mother, raised, disturbingly, by the very in-laws who insisted their son was innocent, even after he privately admitted something to them that has never been made fully public. Somewhere out there, in a location authorities believe stretches across miles of open terrain, a mother, a sister, a daughter is still waiting to be found. And her family is still waiting for closure. If you made it this far, you now understand why this case gripped an entire country. A woman who built the American dream from nothing, silenced by the one person who was supposed to protect her. Justice was served in that courtroom, but the truth is still buried somewhere out there.